This is the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Friday, May 8th, 2026, the 473rd day of the Sex Offender Administration. The Court of International Trade ruled 2-1 that Trump wasn't justified in imposing a 10% levy under the 1974 Trade Act. Trump imposed this new tariff to replace the tariff struck down by the Supreme Court. This was Trump's latest effort to lower prices by adding 10% to the cost of goods. Multiple popular pantry snacks and frozen meals are part of a nationwide recall due to potential salmonella contamination, with the latest products impacted including a number of snack mixes from Fisher, Southern Style Nuts, Squirrel Brand, and Good & Gather, sold at grocery stores nationwide like Target. Don't recall it. Food is so expensive. Mark it half off and let us take our chances. Tennessee Republicans on Thursday approved a new congressional map dismantling a majority black U.S. House district centered on Memphis, as several other southern states seek to leverage last week's U.S. Supreme Court decision that severely weakened the landmark Voting Rights Act. Way down in the land of cotton, voting rights are soon forgotten. Take away, equal rights once again. The Department of Justice is investigating a series of suspiciously timed trades in the oil market where traders made a total of more than $2.6 billion, betting just ahead of major announcements by Donald Trump and a top Iranian official about the war in Iran. The DOJ stated that because it's an active investigation, they will not reveal which of Trump's friends will be cleared of all wrongdoing. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Friday, May 8th, 2026. The 473rd day of the Sex Offender Administration. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on MindDog TV.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with the Dog. No Matt, no problem. Today is Friday, May 18th, 2026. Or as my good friend and Reverend would say, 2026. Yes. Let's see here. This is the last show before Mother's Day. Not that that's anything special. It's just that I didn't have a theme. So what the hell? I might as well just exploit something that's happening naturally. If you can call a holiday, an artificial holiday natural, sure. It's a natural thing. It's occurring in nature for those of us with a calendar. So I hopefully, if you have not done something for your mother, you're going to do something for your mother if you feel comfortable doing it. I mean, if you haven't done anything for your mother for let's say your entire life, and this is like the first time you're doing something for her this weekend, it could look awkward. It could look like you're trying to get into the will, or you're trying to make up for lost time or something. So if it's not natural, don't do it. I'm not asking you to force yourself into doing something. Just because she's your mother doesn't mean that she deserves a gift. I'm just saying I can't speak for everybody. Um, I didn't get my mother anything this year. I haven't bought my mother a gift since 2015. But if she wanted a gift, she should have kept living. Not dropping anything off. I'm not one of those people that's going to drop off flowers at a cemetery. No, because what's the point? I'm not that guy. So, and I don't want you dropping flowers off when I die either, because I'm going to be in an urn anyway. That means you have to go to somebody's house, knock on the door and say, "Excuse me, can I put flowers next to that urn on your mantle, please?" I know you don't know me, but I used to listen to G.D. Fenderson when he was on the show with Matt, and we kind of miss him. And so we want to pay our respects. Don't pay your respects. Pay me now, okay? That's what I say. That's right. That's my new T-shirt. Don't pay your respects. Pay me now. All right. So welcome to everybody. So far, they're good. Good morning. Good day, sunshine. Good morning. Good morning, Heavy Kevin. Hello, Ann in California. Welcome to the show. We have a caller from Bakersfield, California. So now, I was already asked a question like, do I like Flock of Seagulls band? And to be honest, I don't know the answer to that. I remember that they had songs I used to like sing once in a while. I don't know if I don't dislike them. I mean, when I hear them on the radio, I don't turn them off like I do, let's say, Creedence Clearwater Revival. When I hear Creedence, I turn it off. When I hear John Cougar Mellencamp, I just turn the station. But Flock of Seagulls, sure, I'll let them play. So I don't dislike them. I just don't know enough to, say anything about them. They have a couple songs that go like, okay. I mean, they could have more than just two songs that I actually know the lyrics to. I just didn't know it was them. That's possible. There are a lot of songs like that. I mean, there's songs I've been singing for years and years, and I'll listen to it. And because I have XM radio, they show the title of the song and the band, and I'll go, "Oh, I did not know that's who that was." Like there's a song by The Who. Everybody called it Teenage Wasteland, and I think it's actually called Baba O'Reilly. I think is the actual title. And I think everybody knows it as Teenage Wasteland. That's just an example. Now, of course, I've known about Baba O'Reilly. I've known the real name for that song since like the 1980s. So, yes, says Sunshine says she misses her mom. Heavy Kev, my mother's birthday and Mother's Day are on the same day. All right, so just now, for those people out there who are, I know people whose actual birthday is like on Christmas, and they hate it when they just got one gift. It's like, look, they didn't help being born on that day. They want a birthday gift and a Christmas gift, and they really did not like it when they got just one gift for both holidays. So is Kevin, Heavy Kev, are you getting your mother two gifts or one? I just want to know what kind of man you are, plain and simple. Now, when if I'm performing on Mother's Day, a general rule of thumb, as an homage to my mother, I will do two jokes that I got from her. And I may have told you this story before, and if I have, just fast forward. Yeah, just go ahead. Let's skip to the next part. Go ahead, if you can. One of those jokes was something that she used to tell when I was about, I think the first time I heard it when I was like maybe 7 or 8 years old. My mother used to work at Sinai Hospital in Baltimore, and she was an emergency room receptionist. I guess if you check people in at the emergency room. And there was one joke that she had heard at the emergency room, and she used to tell it every so often, or every time she started drinking, which was every so often, more often than so. And the joke went something like this. My mother would say, a man came up to me in the emergency room today and asked if we could do 69. And I said to him, why don't we do 68? And the man goes, what's 68? And I said, you do me and I owe you one. Okay, that was the joke my mother used to tell, or different variations of that joke. The other joke that my mother used to tell, well, I shouldn't say she used to tell it. I learned it from her. And the way I learned it from her was I came home from school. I was about 14 or 15 years old. Just came in from school, and she was sitting in the kitchen table with her boyfriend. And my mother says, Glenn, come on over here. Because she didn't call me GD. She called me Glenn. Glenn, come on over here. And yes, ma'am. Because I called my mother ma'am. And I was just told this joke, and I don't get it. I want to see if you got it, because you're pretty smart. See if you get the joke. I said, okay, yes, ma'am. So my mother starts to I'm sorry. She has her boyfriend tell me the joke. And the joke goes something like this. Tarzan is swinging through the jungle on a vine, and he sees this beautiful woman bathing naked in the river. And he jumps off the vine and goes down to the river to see this beautiful woman. And he says, me Tarzan, what you name? And she says, Jane. And he says, what's your whole name? She says, cunt. And my mother did not get that joke. And so I started laughing immediately. And my mother goes, you get that joke? I said, yeah, I get it, yeah. And I explained to my mother how that joke worked. That when she says, when he asked her what's your whole name, she's saying, I call my whole cunt. And my mother did not get the joke. So she understood it, but she didn't get it. I shouldn't say she understood it after we explained it to her, but she didn't get it. So whenever if I'm performing around Mother's Day, I do those two jokes. I'm not performing around Mother's Day this year. So there, I just did it. And I didn't perform them. I just told them to you. And it feels a little different. Heavy Care says, because I asked her about Mother's Day and two gifts, because she died, so I eat her favorite food as a memory. Okay, cool. What is her favorite food? And there's a song. Yes, I know the song. I ran so far away. And it is. I ran so far away. But the impacts are like right in our neighborhood. So that's it. I don't have much else. I mean, I can share more mother stories, but then again, I'll be getting said, GD's talking about his mother again. And I don't really have anything. Let's see. I'm trying to, when as I got to be an adult, and I started having like my own house, my own car, my own life away from things. When Mother's Day would come around, or her birthday or Christmas, I would call my mother and I would say, well, Mom, what do you need? and she might say, I need tires. So that's what I get her, tires. Or she might say, I need a tune-up. So I get her a tune-up. She might say something like, I need, something like that. And that's whatever I'd buy her. So, but that's it. And there was a tradition. There was a tradition that I would, I used to do it for my mother, and I don't think nobody else at the time. On Mother's Day, I would make a card, a homemade card, and a homemade poem. Well, no, I'm sorry. I would buy a card and write a poem in the card for my mother. And then when I got a little bit better with the computer, I started printing my own Mother's Day cards for her, so that she got, like, every year she got her own special Mother's Day card with her own picture, her own poem. And I did that. And my mother, she kind of liked that. My mother did like having things that nobody else had. And I guess that's something I get from her. We both like having unique stuff. I'm not crazy about, all right. Like, I got this CD, great. Crack the Sky CD, blessed. And I would like it if other people had it because I like Crack the Sky. Now, if everybody else had a CD and I would like it, then I would want mine signed to make mine different from theirs. And if everybody got a signed copy, I'd want it to be like signed special, like G.D. Fenderson, our favorite fan or something like that. So I like things that nobody else has. Like this. Look at this. My CD that I did in 1996. Not a lot of people have this. So this is special to me. So So I think I get that from my mother. My mother liked having things that nobody else had. And after my mother died, I tried to get those cards from whoever not inherited, but claimed my mother's stuff. Because they basically, when she passed away, one of my nieces and my nephew cleared out all of her stuff. So it would be out of the condo. And then wherever we could fix the condo up and put it on the market. And so it was like the stuff was just quickly gotten out of there, and there was no kind of order. Nothing was it's a bitch. To this day, I asked one of my nieces, I said, Mom wrote a letter before she died. It's in her stuff. Do you have it? Well, I don't know where it is. And I would like that letter only because it's got some really good comedic material in there. It does. And the things that my mother said about me are hilarious, but I don't want to misquote them because they were her last words, so to speak. Her thoughts that she wrote down on paper, and I don't want to misquote them. If I'm saying it on stage, I don't want to misquote them. I mean, I don't mind characterizing it here, but I don't want to say it out there on the stage and misquote. I don't like being wrong when I perform. So I have no idea where that letter is, but in the letter, she's like I said, she gave like a paragraph to everybody. To my older sister who died before my mother, but she had a paragraph about her. About my oldest brother, her firstborn son, and she had a paragraph about everybody, and then the paragraph about me. And this is why I want the letter, because I know it didn't start off like this, but this is in there. To my son Glenn, you don't know everything. And there's more context to that. Now, part of the problem is when I was growing up, I had a penchant for telling the truth. especially, I mean, not in the beginning. And well, yes, in the beginning, I told the truth. And then I started living with my parents and my brother and my sister, and I started to learn to lie. Um, and I learned to lie from my brother and my sister. And I mainly learned to lie because things would happen and they'd blame it on me. And that's how I learned to lie, because I'm just like, I didn't do it. I don't, and I didn't know how to convince my parents that it wasn't me that broke something. Even though it was a lie, I couldn't convince them. And so I learned at a very early age there's a difference between knowing the truth and convincing people of the truth. And that's very frustrating when you're like in kindergarten, you're learning this lesson and you're trying to convey it to other, it's frustrating. And so to this day, I don't like being falsely accused of stuff. Right under there, right under the skin. So, I'm sorry. I owe you guys an apology. You're probably wondering where Matt is. He's not in the hospital. Okay, he's not back in the hospital. I should have started that. People are like, "Where's Matt? Did he go back? Is he back?" Yes, he is. He does have health issues, but he's not back in the hospital. Today, he has a meeting with the radio station, a terrestrial radio station, about this show being on a terrestrial radio station, which we've had a few attempts at before. We've been on terrestrial radio before, even with me here, but it didn't last, and it was not my fault. I can clearly say it was the fault of the other two co-hosts, not Matt, not myself, but the other two co-hosts who could not, even if they didn't cuss, they were saying things that was unbelievable because it was just so filthy without being bleepable. So he's working things out. He's probably learning things from them, not learning things, but getting the terms like you have to have the news at the top of the hour. You have to do a station identification or something so that, and leave time for them to do a 7-second delay or a 20-second delay or something like that. So those are the things he's working out right now. Well, not right now. The call is at 10. And you're thinking, well, if the call's at 10, why couldn't he be here until 9:30? I don't know. I didn't ask him. He just said, I'm not going to be on the show tomorrow. Hold on. My wife just sneezed. But I have like 5 seconds before I have to bless her. Because she sneezes twice. There. See. She sneezes twice. So I know if I hear the first sneeze, I have about 10 seconds to get a good blessing together. And then she has that second sneeze. And then I say, oh, yo, bless you. So that's what Matt is. He's trying to get things together with the radio station. Which one? I don't know. I didn't ask. There's some things I don't care about. Like what? Well, it doesn't matter what the station is. The only thing that matters is what the rules are. For me, what I have to do. That's it. So, oh my God, Kevin, your mother's favorite food was raw oysters? Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, Anne writes, let's see here. My mom been gone since 2009. She's buried in Hollywood, and I never been back to her resting place. She wasn't big on doing the flowers at a cemetery either. Yeah, my mother didn't want flowers. Now she used to take. Okay. We have a big family, and we'd have funerals, a lot of funerals. We had enough funerals that we didn't have to have family reunions. We could just wait a few months. Somebody was going to die, and we'd see each other there. And there was one funeral. I sent flowers to, I can't remember which cousin it was. I sent flowers. It may have been even, no, I think it was when my sister died. It was when my sister died, I sent flowers, and my mother liked the vase or the vase. Okay, it was a vase. If it's under $50, it's a vase. If it's over $50, it's a vase. So $49.99, it's a vase. $50, it's a vase. And I'm not talking about after taxes. I'm talking about actual retail price. $49.99, it's a vase. $50 and higher, it's a vase. Okay. So the vase that the flowers was in, my mother liked it. And so she took the vase with her, partly because it belonged to my sister. Well, technically, it was there for my sister. She couldn't take it with her. And so my mother took it with her. And so she had 2 tables and this one vase. And so we had another cousin that died. And my mother says to me, could you do me a favor? I said, what? She goes, when you order the flowers, order them in that same vase so I'll have a matching set. So I went ahead and I ordered the flowers for the next funeral. I got my mother the matching vase, so she'd have them. And then she says, I need 2 more. So the next 2 funerals, I ordered 2 more of those vases from her. So my mother wound up with 4 of those vases. She'd have a matching set of those vases. And thank goodness she got as many as she needed, because they stopped making that vase after, I don't know how long it was, but they didn't make that. Well, they still made a vase like it, but it wouldn't have matched. It would have been like a different dye lot. The color was different. The shape of the cross on the front of the vase was different. So it wouldn't have been a matching set. So thank God my mother got the 4 she needed and stopped asking for them. Now, raw oysters and Kina, raw sea urchin. Sea, whoa, wow, okay. That's Kev. I appreciate you liking raw oysters and raw sea urchin. I don't do raw anything except for vegetables, I think. But I appreciate you. I do. Not my cup of tea. Don't like raw oysters. Don't like raw. Actually, I don't like seafood really. I really don't like seafood. I don't like most seafood. I don't like fish. I like shrimp. I like lobster. I like crab. I don't want to take the time to clean it. And I think that's it. I used to love. I can do clam chowder. I don't like clams. I don't like clams, but I can do clam chowder. There's something about the taste of clam chowder, especially when I put crackers in it. To just not New England, not Manhattan. I don't like the Manhattan, the New England stuff. I can do that. That's pretty decent. So, yeah, but I'm not big on the seafood stuff. Yeah. Now there was one seafood experience I had that was so good. My wife and I were just talking about this on Wednesday night. When we were in Florida, there was this little place, I can't remember the name. It was a little hole in the wall. It really was. If the guy who does the Triple D's, Fiore, that guy, the Fiore guy with the hair, Guy Fieri, if he knew about this place, he would have had to done a show on it. He would have had to. There's a little hole in the wall in Florida, and it's right on the water. So there's docks. It has like little docks so the people, if you have a boat, you could pull up to one of the docks, and they'll bring food out to you, to the dock, or you can get off your boat and go in and dine at the restaurant. Now we drove. We didn't have a boat. We drove our car and we ate there. And I don't remember if my wife had the same thing as I had or if she just tasted mine. But I know that I ordered a grouper Reuben. Okay, a grouper Reuben. So it's basically like if you've had a Reuben, it's usually like corned beef, Russian, I think Thousand Island dressing or Russian dressing. Thousand Island dressing, corned beef, sauerkraut, cheese, I guess, on, I guess, marbled or pumpernickel bread or marbled rye. I don't remember what kind of bread. But take out the corned beef, replace that with grouper. Oh my God, that was so good. That sandwich was so good. And I think my wife and I tried to duplicate it later on. But that was such a good sandwich. And it kind of reminded me of when I used to live in Baltimore, in the Baltimore area. There was a place called Mike's, and they had a sandwich called the Fish Special, and it was lake trout. It was made with lake trout, but I used to love that sandwich, and we used to go into Baltimore to get that sandwich a lot. And then I learned to make it on my own, and so I used to make it probably 2 or 3 times a month for myself and the kids. Loved it. Lake trout and sauteed onions and peppers and Thousand Island dressing and cheese, and we chop it all up, and it was really good sandwich. But that's it. That's the only two really. I don't eat a lot of seafood, but I like those 2 sandwiches. Really good sandwiches. Now, yesterday, lobster burrito in downtown LA was good. Mexican ceviche. Was it Ceviche? Sunshine mentions that an ahi, was it ahi sandwich? Now, in case anybody has not noticed or does not know, on the 24th of May, I'm going to be introducing Crack the Sky and doing some comedy between the 2 bands. There's a band opening for them, and I still don't know what band is opening for them. It doesn't matter. I'll just say, give them a hand, whoever they are. I don't care. Don't know the name, don't care. And then I'm going to do my thing and introduce Crack the Sky. And I'm going to be talking to their manager this afternoon so we can get some of the details ironed out, because it's something new for them. They haven't had a comedian open for them and introduce them. I'm going to be the first. Yay! And so, yeah, another first. Yay for me. That's right. Now, I've heard a lot of the horror stories about comedians opening up for bands, and the comedians get booed because they don't give a shit about the comedian. Dylan Brody, friend, world-renowned comedian out of LA. Dylan Brody was telling me about the gig he had opening for. He told me the band, and it was a big name band, and I can't remember the name band now. Dylan, yeah, I know you're not listening, but if you are, I apologize for not remembering the band. But he was telling me how it was a rough gig, People were not very patient. And as a general rule of thumb, when people are there to see bands, they are not kind to comedians before the band comes up. And it's okay. First of all, the comedians are working. It's part of their job, okay? And most of them go there knowing they're going to get booed, that nobody wants to see them. That's a rough gig, okay? That is a rough gig, showing up someplace and when you show up, nobody wants to see you, okay? That's almost like being the principal at the school talent show or something in the auditorium, and the principal walks up, and the principal knows nobody wants to see the principal. Everybody wants to see their friends, and they reluctantly boo, and it's rude. It's rude. Okay, I understand you're there to see the band and you're rowdy and you're like, yeah. Yes. Okay. Kevin, I'm talking about Crack the Sky, and Kevin says, just realized Are You Science is out. We'll listen tonight. Okay, yes. Are You Science is out. Are You Science is a solo project by John Palumbo, who is the lead singer and co-founder of Crack the Sky. I say co-founder because I believe him and Rick Wachowski were the first 2 members, and they started the band together. So John Palumbo's first solo album CD is out. It's called Are You Science? And I actually let's see if I have the image here, because actually I have the music. I've had it for a couple of months now, and I like it. And I'm not just singing it because it's Crack the Sky. I actually like it. I enjoy it. See, Crack the Sky. Here we go. All right. That is not. Okay. The image is not there. That's the image for the book, which is also out. The book is out. Well, not the the digital book and the audio books are out. The ebook and the audio book are out for Swimming the Cleveland Ocean. So you can check that out with a forward by yours truly. That is out. And that's some of the stuff I'm going to be talking about when I do the, here we go. This is the cover for Are You Science? John Palumbo, Are You Science? That's the cover for it. And like I said, I have, let me move that. It has, I have to check it out to see how many songs are actually on it. Let's see. I can tell you how many songs are on it, but I can't play the music. I can't play any of the music because I'll get a copyright strike. Even though I have permission to promote their stuff. I have permission, exclusive permission to, well, not just exclusive, but I have actual permission to promote their stuff and to use the material, but I don't have it in a way that would satisfy YouTube and prevent us from getting a copyright strike. So I don't play it here. I may use it in, I'll use it when I make videos and stuff, but the songs, and I believe this is the order. Yeah. Fear is the Power, Are You Science, Vampires, Icemen, For Dear Life, The Evangelist, Days of Our Lives, Big House, Another Song, White Man, and finally, I Catch Fire. Like I said, I cannot play them for you. I would love to. I cannot. Oh, I can. I will not, because I will not get another copyright strike. So, now see, Sunshine says, I only remember the band, not anyone opening. So make it memorable. I plan to do that. I started writing it today. And I have a rough copy of like 3.5 minutes of comedy. Because I don't know how much I'm going to do, because I am going to talk about them. I'm going to promote while I'm there. I'm going to let people know that their new material is out. They have the new book, which is, and I just ordered their new book. It's called All Things Crack, right? Yes, it's called All Things Crack. And it's a complete and official Crack the Sky biography, All Things Cracked. I ordered that book. Now, yes, I could have gotten a free copy. I could have asked for a free copy, and they probably would have given it to me. I feel that that's disrespectful. It's their gig, it's what they do. It's their business. It's their living. I wouldn't ask a friend of mine who was a surgeon to do a free operation on me. As a matter of fact, I have tons of, tons is an exaggeration. Compared to other comedians and how much they support other local comedians, I have tons, okay? My There are a bunch of comedians. They're not even friends of mine anymore. But when they came out with their DVDs, physical DVDs or physical CDs, I bought one to be supportive. I bought one, and I would listen to it or watch it, and I would even promote it on my sites, on my pages. I never got the same thing in return, but I'm not bitching. I'm just saying it's the truth. It's the truth. And I have like a good dozen or so local comedians, because there's not a lot of local comedians who put out a CD or a DVD. I think Tom Myers, who Tom Myers and I are still friends, and he's got like 4 CDs, I think, and I have them all. I don't think any of them are signed at Tom, but I do have. Now, most of his, I think, are like downloads. I think most of his stuff is downloads, but I do have a couple of some physical CDs. And then there's other guys, local guys. I'm not going to mention them by name because they do not reciprocate the same kindness. But I did support them. I did go to their shows when they were recorded or whatever, or when they were promoting them. I went out and I bought one of their CDs or DVDs, and I watched them and I promoted them. And if I didn't like them, I didn't say anything bad about them. I would just say, so-and-so has a new CD out, a new comedy CD, a new comedy DVD out. I just watched it. It's, if you like him, if you like his work, you'll love this, whatever. And if I didn't particularly like it, and there's some of them I don't, some of them I do not like, I will say, I would never say anything bad about it. I just would say, if you're a fan of them, then especially if the material is true to their form, because let's face it, not everybody likes everybody's comedy. I'm not like a Carrot Top fan. I have laughed at some of the things Carrot Top has done. And if Carrot Top and I were friends and he came out with a new DVD and I bought the DVD and I watched it and I went to promote it, and if I didn't like the DVD, I would not say Carrot Top's DVD sucked. I wouldn't say that. But if it's true if it's true Carrot Top in Carrot Top form, I would say, if you like Carrot Top, you'll love this DVD. Okay. That doesn't mean I love it. I'm saying if you love it, if you like his stuff, you'll love this DVD. That's it. I won't say anything bad about it. Let me see here. Coincidence. My best friend was over here on Wednesday. When told him you were opening, he said he had just got their first 3 albums on eBay. He was amazed they were still going. Well, I get, something? I in a way that is amazing, because their first album came out in 1975. I kept saying 1977. And today I went through the actual discography list of albums and the years that they came out. And their first album came out in 1975. I did not learn about them until I think 1979. I kept saying 79, but it could have been 78, since they came out in 75. I didn't hear about them until 78 or 79. They had at least 2 CDs, 2 albums out by then. So, but I started writing the material. So I have like 3 minutes of comedy, and it is Crack This Guy specific material, so to speak. I mean, whereas some of the punchlines are Crack This Guy album titles, because I'm there. The people that are going to, the audience that's going to be there are going to be Crack This Guy fans. Okay, they're gonna know so much about the band that I should be able to get away with a punchline being a song title, and telling Crack This Guy related jokes. I am going to tell like 1 or 2 jokes about myself, just so that people know who I am, especially since this is in my backyard. This is literally a couple of miles in a straight line, a couple of miles from my house. And as I drive, it's like 6 miles to get there. And I will, if you're sitting on my deck, you will be able to hear me. If I was sitting on my deck, I could hear me perform there. That I could, that's how close it is. So the people who, a good chunk of them are going to be from the area, and a lot of them are probably going to have seen me in the stores, not even as a comedian, but as in the stores. Because believe me, if you see me in the store, chances are you talk to me and I talk back, and there's a rapport. Okay, if we visit stores, the grocers, all the baggers, the cashiers, they all know me. And even if they don't know I'm a comedian, they know the face and the hair. There was one cashier who recognized my face, but didn't know where she knew it from. And this is in Party City. I was in Party City, and I was buying some stuff for a video short. Or no, I was buying stuff for a Facebook post. And when it was at Party City, and it was for St. Patrick's Day. I was buying some stuff for St. Patrick's Day. And the lady says, "Did you find everything you're looking for?" And I said, "No." I said, "I was trying to find a rainbow. You don't have any rainbows. The only thing I could find was these rainbow streamers." And she goes, "Yeah, she says, "Yeah, that's it. We just have the rainbow streamers. We don't have any rainbows." And I said, "Yeah." She said, "What do you need it for?" And I said, "Well, I'm doing a Facebook post for St. Patrick's Day, and I have an urn, and I dress my urn up for the holidays, and I take pictures of it and post them on Facebook." And she says, "Oh, that's where I know your face from." Now, this is the thing that I did for St. Patrick's Day that year. I don't do one every year because it's only so much I can do with it. It's still my urn face and still the hat, and so on St. Patrick's Day, I usually just post that on Facebook. That's like my profile picture for that one day. And I have like one for like a lot of different holidays and different events. But this is my urn, and this is what the lady recognized. She goes, "Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. I recognize. Oh, yeah. You're the guy. Oh, yeah." And she says, "You look just like your urn." Okay. No, my urn looks just like me. A little younger, because that face that you see there was my face at age 25. Now, okay, those eyes are not actual. Those are googly eyes. That's what those are. Those are stick-on eyes. The actual mask, the eyes are closed. And I'm gonna take it down because somebody will go like, some people get creeped out by it. Like, I don't, like my two nieces says, "We don't want your urn. When you die, we don't want your ashes," because that face is kind of creepy. And I don't know that they're saying my face is creepy. But that's the front. That is the front of the urn. I'm gonna see if I can find. Yes, that's where you recognize it from. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture without the eyes. Yeah, I'll see if I can find that. Let's get rid of this. Remove from studio. I'm gonna see if I can find picture where it would look after. I got tons of, look, I have tons and tons of pictures. This is, while I'm looking, let's see here, give it a second to load up. This would be one of the Thanksgiving ones. Oh, no, there it is. That's one of the Thanksgiving ones. So I have, if you go to my, okay, remove from studio. What I should have done, Man, okay. There's an easier way for me to do this. I can just load up my website. It's the first thing. No, I don't feel like doing that. It's if you go to my website www.sogdfunny.com. It's the first thing that's up there. It's 101 uses for my earn before I die. There's all these pictures from over the years that I've taken with the urn. Now, some of them are pictures I've taken in public. You know, I used to take the urn out in public when I did shows, some shows. As a matter of fact, think, I I could be wrong. I think the first time I did the Reverend in comedy, not as part of a radio thing, because in 1998 I had a radio show, and the Jelly Roll was one of the characters that was on the show back in 1998. And that particular segment was called Pot Philosophy, when we sat around, smoked pot, and discussed philosophy. That was like in 1998, and that was when I first introduced Jelly Roll. But the first time I did him on stage, I'm almost positive it was I was doing my funeral. And in doing my funeral, had the urn there because I'm going to be cremated. I had the urn, and it was an elaborate thing because the bit was I was talking to the audience from beyond the grave. So there was actually a tape recorded message from me in my own voice inside the thing, inside the urn. And I performed as the Reverend in time with that voice, so that it was like a conversation, you know, between the Reverend and me from the beyond. Not the whole thing. That's really complicated and convoluted. But I got rid of that. I trimmed it down because, again, there's so many moving parts. And also I dropped the urn while I was performing, and I broke the handle, one of the handles. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't drop the urn. I dropped the lid for the urn. And the lid bounced up off the floor, came back up, and struck the urn and broke the handle before the show started. So I had to perform the show. I got some crazy glue, put the handle back together, and I just couldn't lift it by the handle. So I had to hold it like this and do the show. And then I fixed it real good. So now I actually can pick it up by the handle. I restored it myself. Yes, I'm that good. I restored it, put some wire to reinforce it inside. Drilled some holes, put some wire in there and some epoxy, filled it up. And now I can lift it by the handles. I don't like to because I don't know how long that epoxy is going to last, which is why I stuck wire in there to reinforce it. But I'm still looking for a picture of the urn without the eyes glued on. And the thing is, as I'm going through all this stuff, this is, I don't know. Okay, this is what the back of the urn looks like. I'll show you the back of the urn. If I can, okay, you can't see my cursor, but in the very middle of that picture is the urn with the basket. You see the basketball? Right under the basketball, there's the urn. And you can see the back of the urn is a scorpion, because I was born November 19th, with two tails, and each tail forms a handle for the urn. So yeah, that's what the back of the urn looks like. And I don't know if I have a bigger picture. I'm going to look, see if there's one that I can actually enlarge or one that's actually bigger. Let's see. I have He said, this section is called 101 Uses for My Urn Before I Die. So there's a lot of pictures in here. A lot of pictures. Okay, I gotta share this one. Yeah, I'm gonna share this one only because it took a lot of work to do this one. This is, I'm using my urn as a friend of mine collects trains. And apparently I didn't do that right. All right, let's try it again. Oh, so there was an issue. Try again in a little while. Okay. There was an issue with the file. I got it. Okay. So it could be too large. Sometimes if it's too large, it won't let me do what I'm trying to do. Oh, okay, here it is. Here's one with the eyes. This is one with the eyes, with the googly eyes not on it. Okay. Yes. So that's what the actual urn looks like. The eyes are closed. You can see the lid there. You can't see what's written on top of the lid. If you look underneath of the chin, there's an eagle with its wings spread out. And if I remember correctly, the eagle's wings, the tips of the eagle's wings touches the tails of the scorpion. So there. So that's what it looks like without the eyes. And that's why so when I display the urn in public, since I'm not dead, the googly eyes are on it. And once I'm gone and my ashes are in it, the googly eyes will come off because I'll be resting, hopefully in peace. So if you want to check out more pictures of the urn, it's www.sogdfunny.com. Or you can go to gdfenderson.com. Same thing. It's the same site. And it's at the very top, 101 Uses for My Urn Before I Die. And I don't know how I got on that subject. Now, it says, Kevin says, his friend got their first 3 albums on eBay. I'm going to tell you now, you're going to, the first 3 albums are good. I mean, well, I like just about I have not heard all of their albums. I think they have like 20 some odd albums. I think, let me see. Now, all right, to date, some of them are CDs. And I don't know how many of them are CDs. A couple of them are 2 album sets. Like the 2018, they released 2 albums or 2 CDs. And one of those is called Crackology, and the other one's called Living in Reverse. And those 2 CDs are sold as a 2 CD album set, but they're also available on MP3s. But now there's the one that says Alive and Kicking Ass. Came out 2006, but doesn't say how it's available, if it's MP3 or if it's a CD. But there's like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 albums. They're listed here on their official website. There's 27 albums listed. And I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 of their 27 albums. I'm way behind. So, and their most recent album, their most recent Crack the Sky album is Blessed. This one here. Okay, that's their most recent one. And then there's a solo album or solo effort by John Palumbo called Are You Science? and that's available for downloads as well as of right now. Now the book, I mentioned the book Swimming the Cleveland Ocean. That's available in ebook and audiobook, and currently right now. Now I do not know. I have not listened to the audiobook because I'm waiting for the physical book because I wrote the foreword and I want to see the foreword. That's why I want the physical book. I don't know if somebody is actually reading the foreword in the audiobook. See, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to buy myself 2 minutes while I get some water, and I'm going to play the news, headlines and punchlines. This is the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Friday, May 8th, 2026, the 473rd day of the Sex Offender Administration. The Court of International Trade ruled 2-1 that Trump wasn't justified in imposing a 10% levy under the 1974 Trade Act. Trump imposed this new tariff to replace the tariff struck down by the Supreme Court. This was Trump's latest effort to lower prices by adding 10% to the cost of goods. Multiple popular pantry snacks and frozen meals are part of a nationwide recall due to potential salmonella contamination, with the latest products impacted including a number of snack mixes from Fisher, Southern Style Nuts, Squirrel Brand, and Good and Gather, sold at grocery stores nationwide like Target. Don't recall it. Food is so expensive. Mark it half off and let us take our chances. Tennessee Republicans on Thursday approved a new congressional map dismantling a majority black U.S. House district centered on Memphis, as several other southern states seek to leverage last week's U.S. Supreme Court decision that severely weakened the landmark Voting Rights Act. Way down in the land of cotton, voting rights are soon forgotten. Take away, equal rights once again. The Department of Justice is investigating a series of suspiciously timed trades in the oil market where traders made a total of more than $2.6 billion, betting just ahead of major announcements by Donald Trump and a top Iranian official about the war in Iran. The DOJ stated that because it's an active investigation, they will not reveal which of Trump's friends will be cleared of all wrongdoing. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Friday, May 8th, 2026. The 473rd day of the Sex Offender Administration. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on MindDog TV. All right, that's the news. That's it. That's all that's happened in the whole news. That's it. Just 4 stories. Nothing else has happened anywhere else in the world. Just those 4 stories. That's it. And I did notice something, and I'm going to talk to the Reverend about that. I think when the news story has contractions in it, like wasn't, that he should not use the contraction. He should say was not, so that there's no confusion as to whether or not he's saying was or wasn't. Just a note, and I'll give it to him. I'll pass it along to him at some point. Now, I am about to release a new episode of Done Way Past Funny with James Piscatelli. If you guys remember, we had a guest on this show called Randy Levin. He was on the show. He was a comedian. He was on the show and did a Done Way Past Funny with him not too long ago. And matter of fact, shortly after that, I interviewed a friend of his, James Piscatelli, James Piscatelli, and then things got crazy. I had different shows, and I was out of town. I was, out of town a few times, and doing shows, and I got away from finishing editing it. So last night I finished editing it. I think I'm watching it again rewatching it to see if there's anything that got missed. And that episode with James Piscatelli will be out shortly. And I apologize to James Piscatelli if you're watching for the delay. Now, James Piscatelli said, who is James Piscatelli? he is a short film mockumentary, he makes mockumentaries, short film mockumentaries. And he has a feature-length film called The Ninth Circle, and that is a apocalyptic type of show, end of the world thing. That's a feature length, and that's not a comedy. We do talk about it during the interview. We do talk about that and how he made it on the budget that he had at the time, and the technology that was available to him and stuff like that on his budget, because all kinds of technology is available, but some of it's just fucking expensive. So you make do. And that's part of what we're talking about. Because there are a lot of people who are comedians or in comedian adjacent who do these short films, and he's done a lot of them, and he's, pretty good at it. So we discussed that, and hopefully if you like short films, if you like mockumentaries, you'll enjoy the interview. And if you're in the process of making one or learning to make one, or you want to learn to make one, you can get to learn some tips from it as well. And it's entertaining as well. So there's that. And that interview will be up shortly. Like I said, I'm just reviewing the edit. Now, if you haven't watched an episode of Done Way Past Funny, if you've never seen an episode of Done Way Past Funny, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, I'm going to give you a short description. Done Way Past Funny is a show where I interview people who are either comedians or comedian adjacent, and we discuss the art, the science, the business, and psychology of comedy and their careers. And say, well, what makes the difference between yours and somebody else's show? I was like, I don't know. I'll tell you what mine does, because I don't watch the other ones. I don't know. I know some people will say, oh, well, that's exactly what we need. Another comedian talking to other comedians. And okay, fine. Now, and most of these comedians are not like big. Most of them are not big name comedians or people who are in. There are a few who are international comedians, but even if they're international, just because somebody's international doesn't mean you know who they are, right? And I've been doing it for a while, so it's been, I have quite a few interviews up there. And I think the biggest name I have is I have a 3-hour. Okay, here's one of the differences. When most people do an interview with someone, they say it's a 1-hour interview, whatever, 1 hour, that's it. My interviews run as long as the comedian wants to talk and it's interesting. That's it. And then I divide it up into parts. So, for example, my interview with Tommy Chong was, I think, 3.5 hours. Okay, it's a 3.5 hour interview with Tommy Chong. I do not know where else you're going to get a 3.5 interview with Tommy Chong. I don't know. It's like even Matt's interview with Tommy Chong was like maybe 2 hours at the most. Mine's like 3.5 hours. Dylan Brody, his interview was 3+ hours. Again, it's not like one, you don't have to watch 3 hours. I got them in 30-minute chunks. And you can watch them on Spark TV. You can watch them on Knob TV on Roku. If you have Roku, you can watch them on Roku on Knob TV. And you can also watch them on YouTube on my page on YouTube, GD Fenderson CFH, and you go to my playlist and it's under Done Way Past Funny, and all the episodes are there. Perry Kurtz, well, he's passed on now. Perry Kurtz, he's like the Zelig of comedy for me. His interviews, he has worked with so many great comedians, and he himself even had his stint on television. As a matter of fact, I remembered his bit when I saw it. I was like, I didn't know that was Perry Kurtz. It was just another comedian to me. I didn't know names. Very funny bit that he did. It's on the show. It's on the thing. I'm not going to reveal it. If you're interested, you can watch it. Again, that's like 3.5 hour interview as well. Again, they're in chunks. Most of the interviews, and they're also different in the sense that the questions I ask are not the same questions. Some of the questions I ask, well, you've seen me interview people here or help to interview people here. I ask questions that aren't exactly normal questions. And part of that is to reveal a little bit about the person that you're watching, and also to break up the monotony because a lot of them ask the same questions over and over and over and over and over again. You know, who was your influences? Who are your influences? Who are your influences? And so that's important sometimes, but on the other hand, there are other things that are even more important than who your influences are. You know, a comedian could say, you know, I fashioned myself after Bob Newhart, but their real influences may be their family or their dog or their, you know, something that they saw on television. So those are the things we talk about. And that's available all over on YouTube, Spark TV, and Knob TV on RokuTV.com. I'm on Roku TV. So if you've never watched an episode, you can check it out. And also when they're talking, because this is all edited in post, we can't, I guess you could live edit. Because I've done it, because I edit this after the interview, if they're talking about something and the audience may have no idea what they're talking about, I would try to find a graphic or something so that they can see it. Okay. So I forgot what I was about to say because I forgot what I was going to say because I stopped to read something. And so I may remember a little bit later on about what I was talking about. So GD funny. I mean, about Done Way Past Funny. So anyway, it's available out there for people to check out. If you never watched, I was talking about the editing. I will add graphics or things. For example, the most recent interview, James Piscatelli uses a couple of terms that are standard terms in the film industry. The average person may not know them, but rather than to interrupt him, he just talks, and I cover my face with a graphic that explains what he's talking about. And if you want, you can just pause it and read it. You go, okay, now I know what he's talking about. Unpause it and follow the rest of his conversation. So there's another difference. You know, he doesn't. I won't interrupt this train of thought so he can say, now tell people what so and so is. You know, let him do it, and I will fix it later. You know, and we also show clips, a lot of clips from people, if they let us. I've gotten in trouble, but I don't think I've had any episodes pulled. Well, I take that back. I have had episodes pulled for a time and then put back. And some of them I don't think were put back. I'm not sure. But that's why there are 3 places. They said on Roku TV, no episode has been pulled off the air because it's Roku TV. Fuck them. Spark TV, nothing has been pulled off the air because it's Spark TV. Fuck them. YouTube is beyond YouTube's reach. Roku TV is beyond YouTube's reach. So they have every episode, even some of the bad ones. And some of the early ones were bad because I had a really bad co-host. Now, to answer a couple of questions here, does the radio station watch or listen to the show? I do not know the answer to that. Does the radio station watch or listen to the show? I do not know. And hopefully Matt will have that answer tomorrow. Heavy Kev asked, so who are my influences? People probably wouldn't. Okay. I'm gonna tell you my influences, and you're probably not going to see it when I perform. The only one that will be obvious. There's one that's going to be obvious, and that's because it's an homage. It's not just an influence, it's an homage to what he did and the way he did it. And I liked it so much that I do have like an homage to Bob Newhart. I have an homage to him in just about every show, every special every 90-minute show, every one of my 90-minute shows has an homage to him, except for one, and that's because it was all song parodies. But except for the song the one that's all song parodies, every other one. Let me see. G.D. Fenderson Live, My Parents Meant Well. Oh, My Parents Meant Well. There's an homage to him there. The Disillusionist, there's no homage to him there. Psychomedy 101, The Jokes Less Traveled, there's an homage there. Psychomedy 201, Shoulda, Coulda, Woulda Told That Joke. I'm almost positive there's an homage to him in that one. And again, Nutsy Songs and Parodies, these Nutsy Songs and Parodies. Right. Right. That one, I'm almost positive there is not an homage to him there. And the next two that I'm working on, Reopening Old Wounds, and that's going to be a 45-minute one. And damn it, I can't remember the name of the name of the other 45-minute one. I'm working on both of them at the same time. There will be homages in those two. So Bob Newhart is one of my influences, and I do an outright homage to him. Another influence of mine, and I'm almost going to guarantee that you've never heard of this person, and they're not a comedian. They are a musician and a performer. They're dead now. There was a band, they're no longer together, called the Sensational Alex Harvey Band. Alex Harvey was the front man for the band. Their guitarist was a guy named Zal Clemenson. Those two people have influenced the way I perform my comedy. I know. It's like, what? That's right. Those two people have probably done more to influence the way I perform than anyone else. So as far as performing goes, those two. Jonathan Winters was a big influence. Yes. Faith healer, yes. See, that's funny, and that is for some odd reason. Okay, I know one of the reasons. There was a rash of videos on YouTube where these people who supposedly had never heard about the Sensational Alex Harvey Band are listening to them for the first time and breaking down the songs. And almost every last one of those videos is Faith Healer. Okay. And I think one of them was Give My Compliments to Chef, but the other one's almost, I think they're all Faith Healer. And when I watch them, they make me sick. They make me sick, those people, because it's the same fucking thing. They pretty much say the same. It's almost like AI has given them a thing that they can do, and they've taken that formula and they've all, because there's no reason for there to be like 10 or 12 people who all of a sudden are just hearing of Faith Healer. Why? Because the Sensational Alex Harvey Band has, I don't know, I had all of their albums, a dozen albums, I guess. There were so many more songs than just Faith Healer. One popular song, at least I thought, was probably Vambo. Faith Healer, but my favorite song of theirs is called Next, Next, and that's how it starts off. It starts off like Next, dun 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 dun. I love that song. As a matter of fact, our band Modern Ideal used to cover it. We used to cover 4 of their songs, I think. That was our form. That's what we did. We Heavy Kev says he was similar to Bon Scott but crazier. Now I'm not familiar with Bon Scott, so I apologize. I'll have to check out who or what Bon Scott is or was. So we used to cover our formula back when we used to when our band started, Modern Ideal, the one I formed with my friend Douglas Oddie on keyboards and Phil Peters on bass. When we started the band, it was the 3 of us when we started. It was the 3 of us when we ended. When we started, we had agreed that within 6 months we were going to be doing like all originals. Within 6 months of performing, we're going to be doing. Oh, okay. AC/DC first singer. Okay. I did not realize. Like I said, I'm not good with names when it comes to bands. I don't know people's names when it comes to bands. If I like the band, I like the music, and I don't care about the personalities, because personalities break up. Bands break up. People fight and they fuss, and people take sides and shit like that. And I have no interest in taking sides. Are they making good music? That's all I care about. I don't care about the politics. I don't care about the fight, the infighting, who's sleeping with who broke up what. It takes away from the music. And I'm not saying it's not important in their lives. It's just not important in mine. So, yeah. So that's it. But Alex, was I talking about the Alex Harvey band? Okay, yeah. So our band, the band that I was in back then, we said that when we first started performing, because we were the plan was to be within a year performing all original material. That was the plan, to be doing that within a year, and we did that. And so we rehearsed, and we decided when we started out, we would do half covers and half originals. We were coming out of the gate performing originals. So when we took the stage the very first time, we were doing half covers, half originals. And we covered things like the Specials. We covered the Police. We covered Devo, Clash, Sensation, Alex Harvey Band, Devo. Did I say Devo? I don't know if I said Devo or not. Did I say the Specials? Bob Marley. I can't remember any of the other bands right now. But each band that we covered 4 of their songs for the most part. Oh, Brian Eno, how could I forget? Now Eno, I think we may have covered 8 of their songs, because I think we covered 4 songs per album, and they had Here Come the Warm Jets, which we covered. We did Babies on Fire. I can't remember. Oh man, I love that album, Here Come the Warm Jets. And then Before and After Science, we did King's Lead Hat. I remember that for certain. King's Lead Hat. But at any rate, so we did. I can't remember what I was talking about them. And that's the other thing that actually affected the way I did comedy. Back when I was performing with that band, I would do jokes between songs sometimes, between sets, or between songs if we needed to. Phil didn't like that. He wanted to go from song to song to song to song, bam, bam, bam. But sometimes things happened. Or actually, we had one song that that the keyboard player wrote. It was called Hey Chubby. And Hey Chubby, he used to work at the time. He used to work at a pizza place. I think it was called Pappy's. I'm pretty sure it was called Pappy's. And he'd watch these people who were on diets, and they would order all of this awfully fattening foods and tons of it, and a Diet Coke. So they would, and so he wrote a song about it called Hey Chubby. And in the middle of the song, instead of a guitar solo, well, actually, with the guitar solo, in the middle of the song itself was in 4/4 time. The middle of the song had a thing called the Hey Chubby Waltz, which is a waltz is in 3/4 time. So the middle of the song, we have a guitar solo in 3/4 time, and while I'm playing guitar, I'm telling fat jokes. This was in 1980. I don't want somebody to say, you told a fat joke. Yes, I did. I told fat jokes in the middle of the song in 1980. And one of my friends was a guy named Jeff. His nickname was 5x5. He was about 6'3", like almost 500 pounds. And he drove a little tiny car, Corvair. And as a matter of fact, when he drove the Corvair uphill, if he had the air conditioning on, he had to turn it off so the car would have enough power to make it up the hill. He was one of my friends back then, and he didn't have a problem with the jokes. Not that it mattered. I don't know. I don't know if it mattered or not. It didn't matter to him, and because he used to say, you think I didn't get this large and not know I was this large? He says, do you think I don't know I'm 450 pounds? Do you think I don't know that I'm this big? No, that's what he used to always say. He says, I know I'm this big. I can't always lose the weight. I try. I'm this big, and I know it. It's not a secret. You don't have to hide it from me. Don't dance around it. I mean, don't go around calling him fat names, but call him Jeff. But the point is, you don't have to go, He says, I know I'm this big. You don't have to hide it. So, and I don't even know why I got there. How I got there, I don't know. I think I was talking about Faith Healer. Yes. So those people who are hearing Faith Healer for the first time, fuck them. Really, with a 2x4. Except Next I love that song. Next, it's a really good song. I'm not saying now Faith Healer is a good song. It's a really good song. But so is Tomahawk Kid. So is Last of the Teenage Idols, which I listen to probably twice a week. So Tale of the Giant Stone Eater. And they also do a version of Tomorrow Belongs to Me. And they have a song called Anthem. The vocals, Zal Clemenson hit such high notes when he sang. Oh my God. I used to, when I had to cover Vambo and it was mainly Vambo. It was Vambo. I sang the lead for that particular song, but the harmonies were so fucking high that I was the only one that could hit them. So when we came to that part, when we did the harmonies, I did that harmony, and one of the guys, I think Phil, did the lead vocal, and then Doug did like the middle harmony. And so that's how we covered it, just for that. I would hit that high note, and it was strenuous. I think I killed many frogs trying to perform that, trying to hit that note. When I wouldn't do it now. It gives, the high note in Aha at the very end? It's like that. It's like that, which I don't try that anymore either. I used to be able to hit it, not anymore. No. So there. Amelioration. Where'd you know the word? I'm going to look up amelioration because it's in the chat, and I want to know what amelioration is. I guess I could look it up on my phone. Let's see here. I have to call my vet because they're not going to refill their prescription I asked for my cat. So I have to get them to redo it. I had to call my vet after the show so they can renew my cat's prescription. I have a few days left on it, so it's heart medicine. Yeah, so there. What was I looking up? Amelioration. It sounds familiar, and I'm gonna, if I get to that word, and I'm say something like, oh my, yeah, I should have known that word. Amelioration. Not Amelia Earhart. Amelioration. There we go. The act of making something better. Improvement. Okay. There. The act of making something better. Which this show could use some amelioration right now, I guess. There. Now, I thought that after, actually, if Matt's meeting started on time, he's only in the first half an hour, but if it started on time, it started at 10. And obviously, he's not back here yet. Now, I'm deteriorating before your very eyes. The green screen is making my face and shirt and stuff break up. Let me fix that real quick. It's distracting to me. I don't want to see a hole in my chest, but I am. Oh, okay. Oh, fuck it. I have a hole in my chest. So, it said, how do I give my cat medicine? Okay. Took a while to figure it out, but she takes a pill. She has a pill, and I grind it up with she has a cat treat that she likes as well. So I grind up the pill, and I grind up the cat treat, so that they're pretty much almost like a fine powder, but they're not. And she has this gravy that she likes. It's Little Shakes, I think it's called. I think it's Little Shakes by Little Friskies, and it's basically just like chicken gravy or something, but it's flavored for cats. And I have a pipette with like little dose things that you can squirt her stuff, and so I mix up the gravy, the ground pill, and her cat treats, and mix it up, and I put it in a little pipette. And here's the hardest part: she does not like it to have the stuff squirted into her mouth. In her, I put it like a little line on my finger, like I'm putting a tube of toothpaste on a toothbrush, and then she licks it off my finger. It takes me about 4 or 5 minutes to prepare her medicine, and it takes her about a minute to lick it off my finger. That's it. It says, I did MRTAL. I did mortal cover. I did cover of Faith Healer in this is Heavy Kev. Sorry, this is Heavy Kev. I did cover of Faith Healer in 1984, and our singer dressed up and did the full laying of hands theatrical version. We did not do that. I don't think. Let me see. Who sang lead in that? Was it the bass player or was it me? Let me put my hands on you. I think the bass player sang that. He also sang Next. And Next, we had a couple of agreements with a couple of songs that when the bass player, he goes, when I sing next and when I sing Table. Now, Table is one of our original songs. He goes, when I sing next and Table, they have to be the last songs of the set because I can't do anything else with my voice for at least 5 or 10 minutes. So now we didn't do those songs every time. We didn't do, or did we? We may have done Table was our free bird. Okay. Table was the song that we did that had like the 4-minute guitar solo in it. No, it was our free bird. Better, much better. Well, next was Sensational Alex Harvey Band. So that's it. I don't. That's it. I'm running out of stuff. I think I can go to the headlines. I'm trying to see if Matt's going to show up to give us an update on the phone call. Now I'm kind of. I don't want to get into the pissed off part about the way the Supreme Court and what they're doing in the South with voting rights and trying to fuck things up for voters down there. I mean, Louisiana had already started voting. Early voting had already started in Louisiana. People had already voted, and they stopped the election so that they could redistrict. And the Supreme Court says, yes, that's okay. You can do that. That is really fucked up. People have already voted, and they voted in their current districts, and now they're allowing them to redistrict. And what those people that voted in those other districts, the candidates are going to change now, right? If you redistrict, there's going to be candidates who can't campaign. They're going to be in a different district, and they're going to have like different people that they did not campaign for or knock on their doors because there's like, our district did not go across that street. So we did not talk to anybody on that side of the street, So, and they may not have paid attention because yesterday they were District 4 and I was running in District 1. Now today I'm running in District 4. And now people in District 4 don't know who I am because they had a different candidate in District 4. I don't know why the Supreme Court is letting that go on. I have no idea. And I don't know why somebody hasn't sued. Okay, somebody probably is suing, but I don't know. Okay, what they said was that they can redistrict. It would be a different case once they show people who are impacted by it, people who actually were affected by it and affected by it, like candidates. You campaigned here, not there. Okay. And the people who are voting, they voted here, not there. There's got to be some kind of remedy that somebody can go to court. First of all, get it paused, get it stopped while they, it's fucked up. It's really fucked up what they did in Louisiana. Like I said, they actually stopped the election, and those people who already voted are going to have to vote again. Okay. We don't know when people vote early, sometimes they're taking a day off from work. Even to vote early, they're taking a day off. Or they got that day off coincidentally. And they may not get that day off again. So it's fucked up what they did down there. And it really, I'm hoping that there's somebody down in Louisiana who can bring a intelligent lawsuit that will reverse this and stop the damage, because it doesn't make sense. And the Supreme Court was really fucking making law. And usually the other thing is, usually when the Supreme Court make a decision, there's like 30 days before, there's a period of time before it has to go into effect, and at least 30 days, a minimum of 30 days. And this time they said, no, right now, you can do it like today, this moment, right now. You can fuck people over. You can upset the apple cart. Right now, there was no need for that. I mean, because that 30 days would actually giving people, if there's another case or something else, it's to bring another suit or something. But 30 days, I mean, no days, fuck people over. Like I said, it's the Supreme Court it's gotten way too political, way too partisan. And if the Democrats get control, what they need to do is to bring the Supreme Court up to 13 jurists, one per circuit judge, one per circuit court. There's 13. District court. There's 13 of them, 13 jurisdictions. And right now, some of the court justices are doing more than one. If you can't do the math, there's 9 justices and 13 district courts, and there's like a judge or circuit courts. There's one. Some judges are doing 2, so you get 1 judge per district, and that's it. So you have 13 judges, plain and simple, and get rid of that. And then they can still, because I know they only have 9 chairs behind a desk. What you do is you randomly pick 9 judges to hear a case. That way you can't wait until you get the court you want to say, okay, these people here will help us get rid of the abortion pill. So now let's bring the suits now, today, because we got the courts that'll do it. If it's random, you don't know. And then you're just arguing the law. You're not arguing politics. And politics should not come into the picture of these things. Rights, when it talks about civil rights and stuff like that, and human rights, and it shouldn't be politics. It shouldn't be businesses that have the advantage. It should be what the law is, and that's it. So if you get 13 justices, but 9 randomly hear a case, I think that'll fix everything. Well, not everything, but it'll fix that anyway. And then if you also stop them from taking bribes, that would help. Stop them from making so they're not lifetime appointments. 18 years, that's it. 18 years, and you're out. That would help. That way they're not getting so cocky, saying, well, I have a lifetime appointment. Fuck you, I can take gifts, and it doesn't matter what I say because I have a lifetime appointment. You can't do anything about it. That's right, lucky 13. And I don't know if that's why we have 13 of those districts, because if you look at the eagle on the back of, I think it's a dollar bill, is carrying 13 arrows. There were 13 original colonies. So I don't know if the arrows was because there was 13 colonies or not. But there was a lot of symbolism in the early artwork of the founding of this country. A lot of symbolism, and most of it Masonic, not Messianic, Masonic. So, excuse me 1 second while I do this. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little hoarse. Shetland pony, technically. So, if there's any mothers out there, here's a different question. If you're a mother, do you expect a Mother's Day gift from your husband or boyfriend, the kid's father? Because you may be divorced, you may be married, you may not be married, but do you expect a gift from somebody other than your kids? So if you have a boyfriend, husband, would you be upset if they did not get you a Mother's Day gift? That's my question. And why would you be upset if you didn't get one? It's Mother's Day. Some people just want to know that, I mean, like my wife and I don't give gifts. I don't give her a gift. Yeah, thank you. Okay, Sunshine says, no, he never does. That would be weird. I agree, but not everybody feels that way. I'm on my second official marriage. 3, if you count common law. I'm on my second marriage, and my first wife and my current wife. Neither one of them wanted Mother's Day gifts from me, just from the kids. And I appreciate that. So, we're just curious out there. So, did I mention I'm opening up for Crack the Sky on May 24th? And so, and that, like I said, it's going to be weird because, like I said, people just do not like the comedians that open up for bands. And if it's, now I think every comedian likes to think that they could handle it better. I don't know. Like I said, I've talked to a lot of comedians who've done it, and it's when you get booed by a lot of people and they don't want to stop booing. I've never had that, but I take that back. I have had that. Yes, I've had that. Let's see. Heavy Kev writes, I wrote my kid's mom a song that you heard. It made her cry. Just my respect for her being a great mom. Okay. I can dig that. Now, did the kids also sing it? Did the kids sing it? Because I can see that making her cry. That would be really sentimental. Thank you, Ann. Thank you for watching. And yes, see you Sunday, Church of Last Resort with Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. Now I did do a song for my wife. I didn't write it. One of her favorite songs, well, her favorite band is Counting Crows. And her favorite song was Long December. And her birthday's in December. So I started doing a video of me performing that song for her. Just for her. I don't even know where it is. I mean, it's okay. It's in it's on my G drive, and she's the only one that has a link to it. So she's the only one that can watch it. And like I said, it's Long December. I do the bass, the guitar, tambourine for percussion, and the vocals. And it was supposed to have been for her birthday. And her birthday rolls around and it's not finished. And I think I'm like scrambling to try to finish it, and I don't have it. And the thing is, I'm trying to do it in secret. I'm trying to record it in secret. And so my wife gets suspicious of me like doing all this stuff in secret and acting strange whenever she's around, or when she leaves the house. Whenever she leaves the house, I would start recording or practicing. And then when she come back, I would like stop and put everything away because I didn't want to show. I would hide the lyrics, hide everything so that she wouldn't know what I was doing. I didn't want her to glimpse the lyrics and say, why do you have the lyrics of Long December out, or the music, or anything like that. And I would like scramble to hide that kind of stuff. Like if I was editing something on a computer and she'd come in, I'd like close the windows, and she's like, what are you doing? And then so by December, her birthday is December, and I wasn't finished. And I did something else for her birthday. I can't remember what. And I decided it was going to be a Valentine's Day gift instead, because I didn't get it finished in December. So January, so I think I finished it for her for Valentine's Day. And she really did like it, but it wasn't the same to me because it was supposed to have been for her birthday in December. The song is called Long December, and I didn't want to wait till the next December to do it. I don't have that kind of patience to sit on something that long, knowing that it's finished and ready to go. So, I can't play any of my own. I want to play some of my. I can't play my fucking music. Now, what I plan on doing is to have what I do for Crack the Sky. I plan on getting that, having it recorded. Not a great recording, just a camera in the audience, and playing it if I can on the 25th. I think it's Memorial Day. I think we're as far as I know, we're doing a show Memorial Day. Nobody's told me otherwise. But anyway, the next show after that, playing it, and you can hear it, especially if it goes well. If it doesn't go well, I'll probably play it anyway because I'm really not really a hypocrite. If I don't do well, it doesn't go well. And it may not go well and still be funny. So, but like I said, I wrote a rough draft. It's very heavy, Crack the Sky, it's very heavy with Crack the Sky references, lyric references and song title references. And yeah, it's roughly 3.5 minutes of that. But then I have to talk to them because when I talk to them this afternoon, he's going to let me know exactly how am I doing this, how long I'm doing this, that kind of stuff. Because, for example, if the plan is as soon as I stop talking, they start playing, then I have to time it a little bit differently. That means I'm on stage, while they're setting up and everything. And actually, I think that would be better, okay, for them if the audience sees them setting up, they know they're just not sitting back there. They know they can't play because they're setting up. And there's not a lot of, setup time, I don't think. I mean, between, I've never, there is some, I guess, between bands. You got to take down your drum set and put up your own, take down there. Now, sometimes, and when I performed, we would like share PA systems and share drum sets, that kind of stuff. So there's not that much setup time. Like the drummers would be using the same drum set, and when the drummer goes in, he just maybe move a hi-hat or move a cymbal or something, and that's it. I don't know if I know that song, September by Patti Page. I don't know if I know that song. Now this did, I think I can tell you. I think that, it hasn't been listed yet. The Reverend show has not been listed yet for Sunday, but he's going to be looking at the lyrics to the song You Got the Love by Candy Staton, or Staten, from the album Get Down with Candy Staton in 1986. So that's what he's looking at this weekend. You Got the Love by Candy Staton. We haven't created the bucket for that yet, but that's the song he's going to be looking at, and Looking for God in All the Wrong Places. So it is almost 11 o'clock. I have completely run out of shit to talk about. So I appreciate you guys hanging around. And like I said, if you're around Sunday morning, please drop in. Same bat time, same bat channel, 9 a.m. for Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. Right there. Is that it? I don't know. I think I screwed something up. Yeah, I did. Okay. At any rate, it's 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Church of Last Resort, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. Right here where you're watching us now, that's what it'll be. So in the meantime, take care, have fun, and thank you for watching, and walk around nappy.
listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.